Welcome to Archangel Revelations and Prophecies 444. I am Gat, your host. Now you're looking at two natal charts. This time it'll be the male on the left, the female on the right, to find out about if they're twin souls. And this is the male who we did a numerological reading, and it said that he was a good guy, a really good guy. So we're going to look at the numerology now, and we're going to be going right into the charts, right around the charts. I prepared everything because I had other people as well. So I did everything first that way, and then we're just going to go right around everything for the sake of moving on because there are other people waiting as well. This male sun sign is Virgo, moon sign Libra, ascendant Virgo, medium Coeli, Gemini. But he has a lot of numerology there. We're going to talk about a lot of numerology there. Now, so he's got the Virgo who is the healer, but the Virgo in Archangel cards is Metatron, and Metatron is about bringing the two twins together to be one. It is said that Metatron is Enoch, the guy that translated up into heaven, but they're saying that Hanael came and got Enoch, took him into heaven where he became Metatron. So this is again twin flame ascension and things of that nature. And I encourage everyone to really listen. This is a lot of note taking. It's just because of human nature. A lot of people, you're gonna be hearing me say this a lot, but a lot of people think they're gonna get a reading, and then you're not gonna have full understanding because you're hearing stuff you never heard before. So you are gonna have to take notes, and you may have to do a little research on your own. I give a lot of what I'm reading from right now is the natal chart form worksheet, and that gives you a lot of information. So it's a lot of information that'll be stood. And then other people, you may have to go further. You may have to take an angel card reading or something like that. But there's no way you could understand everything. But I think what I'm noticing, not this particular gentleman, he's been a gentleman the whole time, but you have a lot of people that are very impatient. You're not going to be impatient. You're going to have to wait for the angels, and the angels try to show you. But if you're already trying to answer a question before they even read it to you, how you understand what they're trying to tell you? So I will tell you quickly to slow your roll. We're going to do it the angel's way. It's patience. And when you get to this portion, like whenever you hear the numerologist talk, that's a great time to have a pen and paper because he's telling you a whole lot of information. And if you hear me come out one, it's another great time to talk with pen and paper. So if you're just listening, no matter what you want to ask another question, you're never going to learn what you need to be taught. Because at the end of the day, this is all about life lessons. And for the last 8 or more years, maybe probably longer, we've been dumbing down in this country. I'm hoping that's going to be a change where more people are motivated to pick up a book and read and study and things of that nature to take in information, because that's really the only way any of us can learn. So I will be saying that throughout the readings to make sure. So whenever you get a reading, I'm always going to say this. The first thing you want to do is find somewhere quiet, even as you heard the numerologist say, and meditate on what you just heard. If you're really defensive, like as soon as you get to reading, you want to, oh no, I'm not that type of person. Nah. I mean, I'm a very busy man, and like I'm just a very realistic guy, and I try to be very professional because my boss will get mad at me, and I happen to be my boss, so I don't want to be mad at myself. But I will tell you to calm down or chill out. You haven't even read anything. That's like going into a doctor's office with a pain, and the moment he tries to diagnose it, you want to try to tell him you came here. So that's for everybody. That's not even like this man has been nothing but a gentleman. So I'm not talking about him, but it's just something I'm going to start saying in readings as an intro into the readings, because you have people that just try to control it, and from day one they want to just control the process. You're not going to control the process. God and the angels are going to control the process, not me, not anyone. God and the angels are going to control this process. And if you humble yourself, sit and listen, you might find a few things out about yourself, and your situation probably will get better. And again, when you are in separation from your twin, that might be one of the reasons why, because you're trying to push your will. You got to trust in God and the angels. All right, so we're going to look at his numerology. He says he was born in 643. but also 1964. So that number 64 is there as well. So we're going to be looking at these numbers. And again, you'll have all these links you're going to hear me read from. You'll also have, because I can only read maybe a few sentences if that many, especially if you have a lot of interesting numbers. So you can also look them up as well. So everything is provided on the free worksheet that you receive. It can teach you all about astrology, the archangels, and things of that nature. Angel number 64 is a message from your angels that you are to remain optimistic and positive. About your financial and material issues as they are being taken care of by the angels and universal energies. Keep in mind that the negative energies of stress and anxiety repel the energies of prosperity and abundance. So the angels ask that you keep a positive frame of mind and release all worries to them. Trust that you are supported in all ways. So we don't have to worry about finances. We don't have to worry. Take it to the angels. I'm a living proof of that. The faster people listen to what I've been trying to tell them, that ego has got to, you got to get it under check. Worrying all the time, trying to control the situation, trying to, it makes me, it's like trying to tell a doctor how to operate on you. It's like, don't try to tell me how to do what I've been doing for decades as far as walking in the spirit and working with these angels and studying astrology and everything. My job is to give you what you need to help you. I won't be bullied or forced to say something that's not going down that way. So they're telling you, the angels continually tell you, trust in the angels and they will help you. Moon with a moon sign Libra, that's a person that's really interested in relationships or even balance and things of that nature. And Virgo is the healer. And then with the medium Coeli, he also has the twins. So again, I'm looking at the gentleman on the left. This time the gentleman is on the left, the female is on the right. So you know where I'm looking at. All right, so that was, now we're going to look at angel number 97. All right, angel number 97 is a message of congratulations from the angels. So the angels are congratulating you. The angels and universal energies are very pleased with the light work you are continuing to do, and they want you to know that you are successfully serving your destined life purpose and soul mission. Okay, and if you want to read more, they have more information for you. And again, I'm reading from Sacred Scribes, angel numbers number 97. They say, where are you getting these numbers from? Give me one. I got two windows open. I don't know if I need two windows open. I think I only need one. I don't know why two are open. All right, we'll close this one. Come on now, what's wrong? All right, let's do this as two. Let's see what happens. All right, so again, angel number 97, because of his birthday, which you guys won't see, he'll know what it is, but his month and the day. Now the angel number is 643. We're going to look at. Just give me a second, the browser is moving slow. Because according to him, he said he was born in 643, so we want to look at that number as well. Again, as you're getting this information is on time. I will be doing a twin flame natal chart. I don't know which one that'll be. It'll either be the one I do after this one or the one after that. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it. But everybody should definitely try to listen to that one, because the angels have a lot of pertinent information for the person that requested it. And it's so pertinent that it took us right to the presidential election, because I was listening to Paul Bagley, and as I was going back and forth through emails with this person, I was getting my angel cards ready to ask angels what time of birth for certain people. This person's name came up 3 different times, and that time is confirmation, because the angel. And then something mysterious stuff, like really mysterious stuff, happened with him. with the person they were asking about. Allegedly, their twin in the card reading. Really mysterious. So I'm going to talk about all that and give the references where you can go so that you know that I'm telling you the truth. Again, people have to be very careful trying to force their way on angels and people that speak for angels and God. It's not a nice place to be. Okay, then you have a number 121 and 1452. So let's do 1452 first. And then number 121. Okay, now we're getting all these numbers from like his moon sign 121 Libra, sun sign 1452 Virgo, and then he's got that twin flame number keeps popping up 22, 22, and he's a Gemini, so it's twin flame written all over the place. All right. Alright, so we'll go through some of these numbers now. Angel number 643 is a message from your angels and ascended masters and archangels. So that's a big message, that they have heard your prayers and are with you, supporting, guiding, and assisting you whenever you ask. So they're telling you to ask the angels. They ask you to maintain faith and belief in the infinite abundance of the universe, and trust that your material needs will be provided for. So you've been having a lot of material need concerns. And again, this is the information the universe is giving you right now. It doesn't matter how old the natal chart is. None of that matters. This is the information you are to be receiving right now. As I told you, the natal chart will always be your past, present, and your future. As long as you're walking around in that human body, that is your natal chart. And that information follows you wherever you go. Wherever you go, that natal chart will always follow you. So the great work you have done in the past has paid the way for abundance today and tomorrow. And again, I always believe that. Like when I was younger, I was helping the elderly people because I knew one day I would become elderly. I was afraid nobody would be there to help me. But I always trusted in God, and God has never failed me. Once again, they tell you to give me fears or worries to the angels, so we can go on. So you can stop worrying about material needs and take it to the angels, and they're there to help. Archangel number 1452. You got to expect changes to come about sooner than expected. So changes are coming, and these changes may come through unexpected ways and means. Have faith and trust in yourself and the decisions and choices you have made in regards to making current life changes, as they will bring auspicious circumstances and new opportunities to enhance and enrich your life. These changes will also bring you into perfect alignment with your divine life purpose and soul mission. So if you have a life purpose and soul mission, sometimes that's why those changes will do it. So if you haven't been following your divine life purpose or soul mission, you may get shook. And now you're going to have to. They're telling you to adapt to the changes with grace and be grateful and appreciative of what these changes will bring in your life. So again, getting back to the person I was referring to, not this person that requested this, but when you're pushing, you're not going to push these angels because they're going to push you. And then you're really going to be shocked when they pull a carpet from under you. And that's what will happen, because that strong personality, we're trying to force your will on somebody, or trying to make somebody say something you want them to say. No, we're going to do what the angels say. So I'll ask everybody to look forward to that video, because the angels had a lot to say to her. And that'll be, and I'll let you know which one it is. It'll be the next video, because there's a message for her that I have to give. That's going to be a really good video. And all of this went on with the presidential election, and I already know why. I already know what they're saying. And her name was said like 3 times. like back to back. It was crazy. Just different ways. Every time they said it, it was her name, but it was like crazy. And the card reading was also like, I never saw nothing like that in my life. So you gotta watch being a tough guy. Like you might be able to boss around certain people. You can't come over here boss around spirits and angels and stuff. That ain't happening. Angel number 121 tells you not to be hindered by old habits that need to be changed. It tells you to look to new experiences with optimism and trust that they will bring about favorable and positive effects and wonderful new opportunities. A positive attitude helps with achieving goals and aspirations and allows for the old to be replaced with the new. So they're getting ready to do major changes in your life. And they told you don't worry about finances, so it is what it is. Now we're going to look up the number 22 because that is a twin flame number. But let's just look at what 22 means. Angel number 22 encourages you to work diligently on your spiritual path and soul purpose. Angel number 22 brings a message from your angels that you are to take balanced, harmonious, and peaceful stance in all areas of your life. Stand strong in your personal conviction and act accordingly. You have a great deal to achieve, and with devotion and inner wisdom, you will be able to successfully manifest your desired results. Angel number 22 can turn the most ambitious of dreams into reality. Angel number 22 asks you to see the larger picture and to work with the details necessary to complete that picture. Angel number 22 encourages you to bring things through to fruition on both the spiritual and material planes. Angel number 22 is a message from your angels to maintain your conviction and keep an optimistic outlook and optimistic attitude on your desires, as your desires are currently being manifested for you. Now we did 22, but now we're going to do 2211 and 2254. And then we can move on. And those are all master numbers, 22 and 11. So this individual has a lot of unique numerology. 2211, 2254. Angel number 2211 tells you to look upon new experiences and opportunities with optimism, as they will bring about positive effects. So they just keep telling you positive things are coming, telling you to be open to new ideas, talk to your angels, speak positively about it, be optimistic. Angel number 2254 tells of making changes to the way you do certain things in life. You may have found yourself overwhelmed by work, family, life issues, much of which is not your responsibility or beyond your control. So if you've been helping everybody, they're kind of encouraging you to kind of limit that. Sort out what's right in your life right now and share things that are not unnecessarily weighing you down, taking up your valuable time or hindering your progress. And again, that's how I do my whole thing out here. You know, I'm trying to help, and the fee I'm charging is so low. It's not because I'm trying to help people, but you get those people that just don't understand that, and they think they're going to overwhelm you with all their, I don't know, I'm just going to use the word mess. No, I came to tell you, you asked for an angel reading or a message from the angel. That's what I came to give you. I didn't come to hear all of that debate and all that. This is not a debate. This is not a debate channel. If you want to hear what the angels say or you don't, either way, I don't care. I'm still eating. I could care less. I'm trying to help. So we have to make sure we understand and have that mutual respect. But anything that would hinder me from doing my calling, I don't need it. I don't care how much they're offering. Now, you guys don't understand how much I turn down because people come in or sideways with all kind of crazy stuff because they've been out in the world so long, they've been beat down. They've come out and they're carrying all this stuff from 20 years ago, 30, and they're still carrying it. So no, I don't want to carry that. You can keep anything that comes with that. You can keep it. I'm still going to eat. God always takes care of me. So they're basically telling you the same thing to know how to cut these things off. That's what 2254 is trying to tell you to do. In order for these changes to go, in order for you to get where your life purpose is, you got to learn to start letting things go. Be prepared to make changes that will free up your time and energy so that you can focus on the more important, positive things in your life. Again, that's Archangel number 2254. Where did I get it from? Again, let's look at your natal chart again. Again, I'm looking at the natal chart on the left. That is the male natal chart this time. Normally the male is on the right, but because he requested it, he's on the left this time. The 2254 came from your ascendant, Virgo. So it's time to let things go. That's what they're trying to tell you. Now let's look to the right. Now we're looking at the female on the right-hand side. Okay, we already did the number 643. And if you notice about her numerology, she has no 4 digits. All her numerologies are 3-digit. So we're going to go to Doreen Virtue because she deals with 3 digits. Okay, give me 1 minute. Give me 1 second. All right. So Doreen Virtual gets right to the point with her 3 digits. So she's the best. When you want a quick to the point of what your numerology stands for, if it's 3 digits or less, you can go to Doreen Virtual. So we're gonna go there now. Give me 1 second. I just gotta move something. All right. I had another person that came, but she is Speedy Gonzalez, and she tried to do the same thing. They just try to push their will. Like, why do you even come to ask the questions if you're already gonna have the answer? So you have to really tell them, like, no, calm down. No, we're not doing it that way. We're gonna do it the correct way. But once she got used to the process, she learned a lot. I was proud of her when I first met her because I knew she was different. But she just had that New York. She's from the Middle East, but she's in New York, and you know how New York is. You want to conquer the world. And she thought she could bring that in. You can't bring that with the angels. The angels are about patience and understanding universal law, universal order. And it has to do with patience and waiting and having faith and things like that. Not doing it in your own will, but trusting the angels to do it. So make sure y'all listen to that video because they have a powerful information for that female, and it's going to be back it up with facts. Angel cards. It was very powerful. Sometimes you can have somebody special in your midst, but you're so selfish, and you don't. It is arrogance, you know. But when you say arrogance, people get pissed off. But when you're pushing your will on somebody else, that's arrogance. And that's why I talk about that Aries energy. You have to be very careful because the Aries motto is I am, but it's a whole world of people, so you can't be I am. There's only one I am, and he's not on planet Earth. So got to be very careful. All right. Give me 1 second. I'm logging into the Doreen Virtue. And we're going to go right through these numbers. But just give her a moment because she puts up another thing that kind of slows things down, so you have to wait until that comes up, and you got to cancel it or exit out. All right, we're on her website. Okay, we'll do 643 again, even though we did it before. Now this was the time that was chosen, so we can only go by the information that was given. It says, heaven is helping you overcome a stressful experience by sending angels and archangels to your side. Ask them to help with any aspect of the situation. Be open to their help and guidance. In other words, they're telling you to work with your angels. They're there to help. The 643 was a time that was given for her time of birth, so that's the time we're using. Next number is, we'll do the next number, 437. And again, this is for the female now on the right-hand side. Where did you get the 437 from? 437 is at the moon sign Pisces. You are following your divine guidance accurately, and as a result, you're on the right pathway. $229. Know that your divine life purpose is unique and much needed. Trust that you're fulfilling this purpose right. This very minute. No one can do this but you. So this person's divine life purpose is unique and much needed. They're fulfilling this purpose right now at this very minute. No one can do this but you. So that's unique. 229 was her medium Coeli, Gemini. That's interesting. That's interesting because Gemini is the twins. 2 is the couple. So let's see what number 29. I'm going to my natal chart numerology website for number 29. Talking about the conflict between the souls. But if the conflict between the souls with the 2, that means that conflict is nearing its end. Because you had that separation. If it's a twin flame situation, you have that separation, but it seems like they're kind of saying it's nearing its end. So now we're going to look up the number 29 with Angel Therapy with Doreen Virtue. Let's see what she says. Stay positive about your life purpose and put all your focus on being of service, utilizing your natural talent, passions, and interests. Doors are opening for you. Just keep your faith strong. So that was all under that sign, all under her medium Coeli. Next two numbers we're going to do is 522 and 837. With faith, you can do anything. Truly believe that your prayers to improve your life have been heard and answered. Now, the reason why I want to bring this out because they keep saying prayer with her as well. So she may actually be praying about things. A lot of times we think our twins aren't thinking about us or not praying about us, but they may be. And also, they also have a higher self, you know, especially when you talk about medium Coeli because that's around the 9th house. So it's a higher self. So that's why we have to learn how to just be patient and let these angels do their job. Let the spirit realm do its job. We got to stop trying to push our way on other people or assert what we think. Too many people have gone to early graves because of doing that. 837, you're on the right path as you follow your divine intuition. It's just what I just say, higher self. You're on your right path as you follow your divine intuition about your career and finances. And that's 837, which is her sun sign, Virgo. Moon sign Pisces, this is a very spiritual person, also psychic, and she has a lot of Virgo too. So that's that Virgo or Metatron in 6th house. And we'll find out more as we get into the natal charts itself. Again, so we are going to go around them. First house has a lot of activity. We're going to say that. We're going to go to the second house. Remember, your first house is where you see AC and EP. That's generally your first house. In fact, we're going to count it around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. See, you want where you see medium Coeli, you usually want that to be your 10th house. That's not always the case. That's why sometimes the count can be very hard. It can be a very hard thing to do. All right. So the second house is Libra, dealing with finances and possession. You see Libra there. Now Libra can be balance. It can mean legal things. But it can also be a type of person who likes to balance their accounts. It can be an accountant, things like that. And you have the moon sign in the second house, which is still ruled by the bull. And you have good fortune, which is what the universe wants you to fulfill. It's what the universe found pleasure in setting up. That's what good fortune usually means, that asteroid that has the X sign. So when your second house of money, because the moon is there, it's making it kind of psychic as well, because the moon rules Pisces. Then your third house is communication, but again, it's taking you to your 8th house because there goes Scorpio. So you know you're still going with her. And then you got Neptune, which is going to be bringing you, Neptune rules Pisces. And it means it's going to be working on your subconscious. So you're going to be having communications probably with your twin soul through like dreams and subconscious and telepathy. Because I can't stress it enough. Even though you separate, because everybody's in third dimensional, so they always want to see third dimensional. But just because you separate third dimensional, if that's really your twin soul, you're still in contact with a higher self. And Juno and Pallas is trying to help you guys through communicating. And Juno is there. Juno wants a serious relationship. Sometimes that can mean you might find yourself in a serious relationship with either a Gemini or a Scorpio, or even with Neptune, even like a Pisces. That's a possibility. So now I want to look over to the other sign. Look at the Sun sign. The medium Coeli is Gemini. The Sun sign, Moon sign, the Ascendant, and the medium Coeli. So again, it's in the house of communications, but it's also Juno, which is a serious relationship. And that can also apply, because this person definitely has like 8th house communications. That's the soul matters, past life matters, which might be called the esoteric or occult. And then Neptune, they're seeing things in their dreams and their subconscious as well. Your 4th house is really about family, education, ancestors, the heart, property. You have Sagittarius, which is really the higher self. The 9th house is ruled by Sagittarius. And you have healing again, Charis healing. 5th house, you have Capricorn. Capricorn can be a hard worker, but Capricorn, because it's ruled by Saturn, can mean discipline. So yeah, your 5th house, which is your fun house, your romance house, and things like that. But maybe it was too much discipline, too much work. Maybe it should have been more fun. Whatever the reason was, Lilith, the feminine aspect, is retrograde. So she needs to be direct. Then you go into your 6th house, which is about healing. Like I keep trying to tell you about Metatron and going up with Haniel, and you have Aquarius. So there is some type of attempt to surrender. But then you have Saturn there. So that could be some karma there. Because it goes right into your 7th house, which is Pisces. So your 7th house is going to be dealing with telepathy, Neptune's telepathy. It's going to be psychic. It's going to be spiritual. You have your vertex cross there. I want to see what Angel Therapy says about the number 44. The angels are giving you extra comfort, love, and support right now. Ask them to help with everything and listen to their guidance through your intuition. So again, it's still telling you to work with your angels, work with your intuition. And you got this number 6 there, which is numbers of love. And here you have Chiron trying to help you in past life healing. And then Vesta's retrograde. Because Vesta's a lot of energy when it's direct, but for some reason it's not. So I don't know. Something caused but it's saying number 8. And see, I keep telling you 8 can be karma, 8 can be soul, 8 can be the 8th house, because it's kind of funny. You got your 8 degrees, Vesta retrograde, and Saturn's retrograde, and Saturn represents karma. Even though Saturn is really the ruler of the 10th house, Saturn can, because Saturn gives them rules. Saturn's like the guy telling you, since you didn't obey the rules, now so that is karma. Since you didn't obey the rules, this is going to happen. So you definitely had some issues in your relationship house. Then in your 8th house, again, what I keep telling you about Aries. Now Mars used to rule Aries, but now, no, Mars used to rule Scorpio, who rules the 8th house. But now Mars rules Aries, but there's still a whole lot of really intense energy. Pluto rules Scorpio, the 8th house Aries. So the Aries energy has to be reduced. And then we go to the 9th house, which is your higher self, which is you have your money there at the higher self. And we want to look at the Marine Virtues definition of 22, or meaning for number 22, 26. Positive affirmations help your situation improve quickly. The angels urge you to only think and speak about your desires and not to affirm your fears, as they are just an illusion. So you have money there in your 9th house with the number 2, which is the couple number. Now I'm going to use my natal numerology to look up number 26 again. Angel number 6 says to struggle to become one. And that's really what it is, because that higher self. So you're still struggling. But there are finances there. Okay, give me one second. I'm going to read this. Because I did a video called Psychic Latina. I just did it. And she said she was laughing at how true it was. Because she's young. I think she's only like 20, probably just, yeah, she's gonna be, yeah, she's gonna, I think she's about to have a birthday or something. I forget. Let me see one thing. I want to see if it's on here. Alright, so I told her happy early birthday. Just to let you guys know, if you get a reading and say you haven't even had the reading for a good 2 hours and you're already sending me a message trying to refute it, try to just go with the information. It's obviously you had that bull personality, like a ram. You're trying to ram me. You're trying to buck me. Like, oh, this can't be right. I'm a nice person. Nobody said you were a bad person. We're just going with the reading. It's not personal. That's why I try to keep everything confidential. You know what I'm saying? Then the one person that was talking all the garbage is talking about, oh, I want to comment on. I said, if you comment on a box, then it can't be confidentiality. Because that's fair to everybody. If you comment on a box, okay, fine. But now I'm going to know your name and everything. Because it's not, everybody knows my name. When they deal with me, everybody knows my name. They know where I'm at. So let's keep it 100. If we're going to do it, keep it 100. I want to think I had some persons from Britain, from the UK, and they told me they love my straightforwardness. And they said they love my no nonsense approach to astrology. Yeah, because either it's true or it's not. How many years have you messed up believing stuff that's just not true? It comes a time when you have to man up or woman up and just go with it. Work through it. You old timers know. You know how tough it was coming up. Now it's just, oh, I don't like it. It's over. I'm going with somebody else. Oh. It wasn't always that way. And these angels are faithful. And they're courageous. And they got courage and character. They're not tapping out easy. The only time I ever saw, like, Ariel, in my opinion, Archangel Ariel is one of the toughest angels there are. And I only saw her tap out one time. And that's when a woman was had a boyfriend or whatever that she called a demon herself. She said this guy's a demon. But I always wait to hear what the cards say because everybody has an opinion. But sure enough, when Archangel showed up, she said, spread your wings. Tell her to get out of there and get out of there now. And that's exactly what happened. I said, wow, that guy must really be evil if Ariel's saying retreat. And sure enough, that guy did beat that woman up again. I think he's locked up now. So these angels, what I'm trying to tell you is these angels know what they're doing. Just got to breathe a little bit, come out of your ego, and deal with it. It's not that difficult. I've done everything to make it as painless and helpful as possible. Okay, give me a second. Yeah, okay, good. Alright, so now, did we do the number? I think we did the number 26. Alright, so it is a struggle. Now, this should be your 10th house, we're going to count it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that's your medium Coeli, but it's also your true north node, which is taking your 10th house into your 11th house, which is just your submission house, Aquarius, at the 6-9. So medium Coeli is Gemini. So it's kind of telling you, for him, that is your purpose. Your life purpose is that Gemini. Because they call it, it can be your career, or you may have even had a career in some type of communications. But it's still Gemini, it's still a twin. And then you see the 22 right there. And the 11, which is the master teacher. So I think they're kind of trying to tell you that you may be reuniting with your twin again. And you may be reuniting with your twin again. And it just looks like the universe is trying to bless you. But again, in your so that's your 11th house, where you see Cancer, the 6-9. But it still got Mars energy, and only it just seems like there's just been a struggle. There's just been a struggle, but you gotta really want to submit. And what I mean by that is seek peace, try to just seek union. But you have love there too, so that's, you see both. You see women are from Venus, men are from Mars. You got Mars and Venus in that house is supposed to be submission. So it's still that struggle. And you say, well, why is it such a struggle? The only thing I could see, honestly, is Saturn and some type of karma there. Because I don't know why somebody like 5, Lilith is a little upset in 5, but did she get that upset because you were working? Well, they do like attention, but did she really get, because they love attention. Lilith wants attention. So maybe you were just Capricorn, you were too you should have been more romantic and you were too busy working, because Lilith ain't happy. But then you develop some type of karma in the 6th and 7th house with Saturn in both of them houses. The 6th house is healing, and the 7th house is so I don't know if you were given an opportunity to heal and you didn't. But then when it goes here in your 7th house, it just seemed like you didn't have the desire, because Vesta went the other way. But I don't know, it could have even been spiritual. Maybe one person was more spiritual at that time than the other one. The other one was just holding them back because maybe they were more materialistic with Capricorn. These are all possibilities that I see. But the universe is trying to address that, but they're trying to tell you that who's ever the one, it seems like there's, the way I'm getting it right now, I still got to watch the other chart, but somebody does want this union to take place. But you have to humble yourself and just let the union go down. You can't, like I keep saying, you can't, none of this is about being headstrong. If you're in a twin soul situation, any relationship, but the worst mistake you can make is try to hold your ground. As long as you sit there trying to hold your ground, you're causing separation to go further and further and further. All right, now I want to see the number 29 from my numerology. It's now 11:11 p.m. Friday night, January 20th. So it's still talking about conflict. See what I'm saying? Still talking about conflict, the number 29. So yeah, so you got to really swallow that pride. Don't even want to argue. And then you see it again. Okay, now in which house? This is the 12th house. Is Leo. Because they're using Leo in your dysfunctional house, because 12 is a dysfunctional house. They're using Leo because Leo is the sun. They're trying to get you some solar, some sun. Because it's a lot of, you got your, you got Mercury retrograde, so you know there's a communication problem. Pluto, you just got a lot going on though. Because you're battling, like, Pluto is going to be the 12th house. Pluto is going to be, and if you see how they got your chart, because really you're in your 12th house. Your first house is your 12th house. So you got all this really dark energy and dysfunctional energy, because that's what the 12th house really is. But they put the sun in there, and they put East Point in there, and Ascendant. All of those are light energies. And then you see your Ascendant's at 22, because that's a twin flame thing again. And then Virgo's trying to heal it, and it's the Aries energy, because that's how powerful the will is. Because Aries wants to do what Aries wants to do. And your true north node really is to work on your twin flame, your Gemini twin flame relate, because that's in your, see, that's your career sector. So the universe is really talking to you because they made your true north node in your career sector. Why? Because when you should have been romantic, it was like Capricorn in your 5th house. It was still about career. So now they're telling you your career's got to be twin flame. And it doesn't matter how old, this has nothing to do with age. This has to do with the divine timing trying to tell you that it's right now. It's right now. But you got to realize what it was about the last time, and you got to correct it. And a lot of times we talk about past life, but sometimes it could just be the past. In our life, it could just be the past. But now they're trying to tell you could correct it even now. Time is just an illusion. When I talk, this is all about energy. If people would just realize that, they get so caught up on where's my twin, why can't you, oh, could you please hurry up and do my thing? I know you said I would do it now because, no, I can't do it now. I'll do it as fast as I can, but I can't do it now. It's other people ahead of you. So stop being so third dimensional. I mean, today we're blessed. We got all this information on YouTube that you could just start studying. Because that's what you're going to need to do. Everybody's going to have to learn how to start studying. We got to stop being dumbed down. That's why we're impatient, because we're dumbed down. Studying teaches discipline and character and stuff like that. Playing video games and always wanting to comment all the time on the YouTube or online, that keeps you at a childish mentality. And then when we have a real mature problem, we can't deal with it because we're immature. And that's why this person's arguing about commenting. I said, this is not social media. I don't come out. I know you guys never heard me say, ah, LOL, ha, ha, ha. No, this is people's lives. And I am changing lives. I'm glad I am. This is serious. So we don't have time for games or people to think this is some type of bubblegum astrology. It's not. This is people's lives and in their relationship with spirit. All right, so that's your first house. You got a lot going on. Communication problems that have to be lifted. And they're working on it. That's why in your communication house, Scorpio takes you back to your 8th house, which is your soul, where Aries is, because that's that Aries energy. And they're trying to get you to communicate. So you got Mercury, that's a communicator. You got Gemini, that's ruled by Mercury. And then Gemini is in the 10th house, is which your project. They say your career is uniting with your twin. And then Uranus is kind of independent. And Uranus is just like it could be number 5, which is Leo. Leo is also number 5, the 5th house, but it can also be telepathy or traveling and things of that nature. But it can also be something sudden happens. Like I know a twin flame that they didn't start talking, but then the man got real sick, and then he called this twin up and said, "Come on, I think I'm gonna die." But it took something. She came, so it took something sudden to get those two talking. So then you got that. So then you got the number. You got the number of Pluto and the Sun. Pluto's gonna take you back to your 8th house, but really your 12th house really is your 8th house is internal. Your 12th house is external. So yeah, this is definitely some past life stuff. You got a lot of past life stuff, and probably it's karmic debt and things. And that's sometimes when people really can't get along, it's because of like that karma, that scorpion energy and stuff. But let's see what the natal numerology number 14. See, it's still a struggle. So y'all got, almost there. If you notice, every number I'm checking is saying struggle. So y'all are still like duking it out. But you can still get past that if you just like you gotta really know how to control your emotions. But words like I don't want to fight. I remember saying that to my twin. I don't want to fight. But she was nuts. Like my twin was really a nut job. Even after saying that, she calmed down for a little bit and she come right back. And that's like one of the nuttiest people I ever met in my life. But everything happens for a reason though. No, I went out of my way. Once I understood with twin flame, I went out of my way to try to communicate and stuff. But then I've come to accept that just wasn't meant to be. I don't care what nobody says. Like I'm not like you still got to be realistic too. If you know you've done everything, that's all you can look at. You can't keep looking at coulda, shoulda, woulda. You got to stop looking at the stars to answer your questions and stuff. It's a time when you got to realize it just ain't time, no matter who said what, and deal with it. But just make sure you did all you can. I know I did that. That's why I lose no sleep. I know I did all I could on my case. But so yeah, so for you, it's communication you need to work on. Like I said, you're a good man. Looks like you worked your whole life. You're a really good man, but now they're trying to say, hey, listen, I've done it too. Like, believe me, no matter what you do, they're gonna say you should have did the opposite. It's just the way it is, though. If you know Murphy's Law, that's a true thing. If you played too much, they would have said, hey, you know what, you played too much. Now you got to be more serious. And if you were serious, they're gonna say, hey, you know what, you were too serious. You need to play. So it's always gonna be something. So you gotta learn how to take all this with a stride. That's why I said people that are getting bent out of shape, that's the worst mistake you can make. Don't get bent. Just take the information, listen, meditate. If you can use it, use it. If you feel you can't use it, then there's nothing I can do about it. Why are you telling me? Just move on. Like, move on. Either get some angel card readings or move on. Like, whatever you choose to do. But the getting upset and getting all up tense and you think you're going to duke it out and make somebody agree with you, that ain't happening. Not over here. The angels ain't going for that either. They wouldn't have said what they said if they didn't have a reason for saying it. Even if it looks like they're wrong, just be humble. You know, there's no need to have that person wants to duke it out. That's the point. That's that Aries. I just call it Aries energy because it's very aggressive. Even if they're not an Aries, but it's just Aries energy. Like, you really want to push your way. Like, do you think we really care? Do you know how many people we've helped? Do you know how many people we've seen humble and their life got better because they stopped that nonsense, that third dimensional nonsense? We better be glad we're not in a country, you know, because everybody can't live like us Americans can. So be glad about that. Stop being so arrogant. So that's about it. It definitely looks like some past life stuff. That's why you keep seeing Scorpio and Pluto and Aries in your 8th house. This is some past life stuff that that's affecting you guys now. So again, once you realize that, just can try to talk. But the more humble you become, the better chance it'll be. And humility can hurt. But like, that's why I said I know my situation wasn't supposed to meet, because the more I humbled myself, the more she became more of an a-hole. So it wasn't meant to work. Whatever that was about, probably it might have just been a karmic debt. I don't know, that I had to pay or something. I really don't know. All right, so that's it for the chart on the left. We're now going to the female chart on the right. I'm gonna pause this. I'll be right back. Okay, now before I go to the female side, which is on the right side for this particular video, I will try to explain something about twin flame. It could be a lot of drama, a lot of like immaturity. In my case, I was already at a certain point in my life, so I didn't really have the drama. I'm more peaceable, and I wasn't with all that. But I was trying to relate to her, trying to understand what twin flame was. But she was just really out there. But the bottom line is this: if this is really meant to be, if you're supposed to because they say the stages are you meet each other, great love, you separate, you run and chase each other, you separate again, a lot of emotional pain, you hurt each other, but at some point you finally come back together, whatever the case might be. Then the universe is still working. When you think, you know, it's over, even if years go by, they may still be working on that person. So when you see that person again, they may be like totally different. They may have matured. They may be willing to talk. I mean, it's one of them things in the universe. Like, I don't lose a whole lot of sleep over it. Like, you gotta have some kind of self-confidence. When you really see yourself breaking down, it's because you don't have a self-confidence. Because you shouldn't let another person or another situation decide who you are or decide your life. That's a big mistake. What I would suggest, like I always do, is try to maturely make yourself available. Let them know how you feel. Don't hide your feelings, because that's only gonna make the process longer. And even if they totally reject everything you just said, well, you just told them. So you took your you took your universal responsibility and you actually put it on them, and therefore you can get on with your life, because there's nothing else you can do. And if it's true what they're saying, then the universe will at some point bring you guys back together one way or another. And maybe at that time they will have matured. Who knows? But to sit there and worry, we're all that worrying. How do we start this? We started this video off with the angels saying, don't worry, give your concerns to the angels. That's all you have to do. And then you have to let go and let God. Alrighty, now, first house. First house, ascendant. And if you notice, their ascendant is at 22 as well. Just like his. Sun sign in, you can say Virgo, but still, this house is ruled by Aries. Just so the record shows. Let's count it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Now Mercury again at 22. So there's definitely love there because you just keep saying the 22. Mercury also in this first house, because just like he has a lot of activity in his first house, so does she. And even Mercury's at 22, and Mars is at 22. So it's a good chance that they both kind of like to argue, and that's another biggie. They have both type of people that got to get their point across, you know. Again, I can only go by what I'm reading. So now, so we already talked about the Eastern Sun energy or whatever, ascendant Eastern Sun energy in the East Point. Now, you can look at his chart and look at her chart, and notice that they both have Venus and Leo. I know his is a little off, but it's so close that they both got Venus and Leo. So again, that's romance, that's love. So this is one of those shaky, like it's love, like I love you, I hate you. Yeah, you can kind of see it. It's like I love you, I hate you type situation. It's just really passionate, and that's what Pluto is, deep, and Scorpio's like that, and Mars, and that's what it is. It's real intense. Scorpio, Mars, Pluto. What's the other one? Aries. So again, you go into the second house of finances. Same thing, you know, Libra, but it's deep, and Uranus. So she may have been more independent, like when it came to financial things. Like him, he may have been a little bit more conservative, but she was more independent. And then Pluto in your financial section, that could mean a lot. It could have something to do with soul money, past life money, or it could just mean, you ever heard of the word like deep pockets? It could mean that too. And that could have been another problem, you know, money. Like you're spending too much. And she's like, no, I'm a Uranus, I'll spend any way I want to. And he's like, not with my money, you won't. Or some type of deal like that. And because Libra's there, it's like it was the money that kind of kept them together. Because some relationships are built on finances, like, you know, that they're only together because of the that could be a major thing too. Or that's what got the interest. Like without the finances, it may not have been no interest. That's what got the interest, was the finances. But that's not going to keep you together. Because see, when you look at her chart, you can see it more. You can just looking at her chart, you can see there probably was like financial issues. But the uniqueness is, and that's what I'm trying to do. This chart really shows you what twin flame really is. Because people just think, oh, we're twin souls and woman. No, they're still going to have faults. That's why whoever drew those pictures of fire and all that stuff, that's not true. Not all the time. Now, there are some that are. There are some people that evolved to that point, and they really have like great, unbelievable, unconditional love. But there's for a lot of us, it's going to be like a hella struggle, man. Because that's what I'm seeing here. And it almost does. It almost tells a story. So now when you go to the House of Communications, once again Scorpio, and then you got Vesta. So you could tell she liked to talk though. Got Vesta energy, so she loved to talk. And I think they both talked about deep stuff. You know, they both were that might have been something else that attracted them. The Scorpio, the unknown, and stuff like that. Now let's look at number 48, but we want to use the natal chart astronomy. Because when you use angel therapy, it's always going to be positive. You have to find out different, because it's not always positive, especially when you're dealing with Scorpio, stuff like that. So 48 is the spiritual person in the material world. Then you go right to the the fourth house, which is her true north node. Now her true north node is Cancer, Sagittarius, healing, Neptune. So the implication is her true north node, like his true north node is to realize they're twins, like to make that your career. Her true north node is to heal like family matters, because the fourth house is family, real estate, the chest area, moving, like vehicles, higher education. So she's gonna be healing, but she's gonna be sending him healing stuff through Neptune, through telepathy. So these two definitely have telepathy. So if you look at his chart, they may have made his chart the way they did. If these are twins, they may have made his chart to line up with hers, to make sure like her first house is Virgo. So they even though really his 12th house is Virgo, but they made it his first house because these two got a unique thing with telepathy. Now in her 5th house, Vertex Cross and Palette. So you got other people coming in the Capricorn. And you guys may want to read, especially her. That's another reason, because that makes a lot of sense. See, you can see it on hers, even in number 23, and you see it's Capricorn Cancer. So she especially, but both of them need to listen to Santos, because they got that God incarnation number, which makes a lot of sense. Because like you're not trying to be broke. If you got like a if you got like a galactical mentality, you're gonna believe you deserve it. And then you got Saturn right there, because you remember Saturn was talking about karma. You go right across with Saturn. And if you notice that number 15 keeps popping up on her chart. Now 15 is generally, the 15 tarot card is the lovers, but they're bound by material world. And I'm just telling you from what I'm seeing, she came into this world, but when she got here, she says it's all about her. And when you really understand metaphysics, yeah, it's certain things I can't say because y'all will hear a certain word, and y'all will just hear the word. And this is what I'm talking about. I'm trying to teach. I'm not on third dimension. I don't have time for people getting upset. I'm not trying to hurt feelings. I try to make it as painless as possible, but you're still gonna have a person that takes things the wrong way. But if you notice, just to prove my point for people that do listen, if you look on his chart, he's only got 15 one time. Where? Neptune, which connects back to her. But on her chart, you see 15. You see 6 with the lovers, just like the tarot card. You guys, on her, look at her chart. Look at her Neptune. 6 is the lovers card, which is Gemini, ruled by Gemini. It should be Venus, but it's ruled by Gemini. And you see both of these got Gemini issues in their 10th house. But then she's got 15. The very next number with a true north node is 15, because 15 is ruled by Capricorn. And Capricorn and 15 is the lovers that are bound by material world. So when she came in, she already had that great. Like when you see them Egyptians, when they came, what did they do? They built great empires. Why? Because they weren't the average humans. They knew they were bigger, so they wanted bigger empires. And you see 15 all over the place. Even when you go to her 12th house, you see EP, and the number 28 is the continual reincarnation. Osiris died at age 28 so that he could reincarnate again. And you got the 15. So at some point in this life or a previous life, and I'm kind of assuming it came into this life too, there were financial issues. And that was one of the reasons why they were arguing. But both of them have that strong Mars, Aries, we're going to do what we want. I'm going to do what I want. So they were duking it out. Sixth house was Aquarius, which should have been a submission house. Which her Lilith is a direct, which is good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's the healing house. And ironically, she didn't. she didn't really offer resistance, or she won't. That's what that means. But in his, he still had that Saturn retrograde, which to me implies karma. $39. Alright, so then you go from the 6th house to the 7th house, which is the psychic house, and you have past life money, because I keep saying twin souls usually have past life money. But Juno is retrograde, which usually implies infidelity. 13 is the number of test. And you got good fortune there. And you got Kira's retrograde. So if you notice in her 7, well, both of their 7 houses are really all mostly retrogrades. Eighth house again, Chiron retrograde trying to heal past life. Ninth house Taurus. Medium Coeli at 229. The 11th house, again, Cancer's there to nurture. Saturn's there to bring discipline. With that 15. So what does the natal numerology number 48 mean? Once again, the spiritual man uniting himself to the material, which is still playing with the word incarnation. And when you go across the Capricorn, because the gods come through, when you know you're dealing with higher whatever you want to call them, angels, whatever you want to call them, but they're dealing with Capricorn and Cancer, and the numerology is saying just that. So like I said, they do both tell a story, but it's unique in that they imply she's more of an incarnation, but she does have love, and she does have love for him. And in some of these places, it seems like she's actually fighting. Like some of her wants to be able to be like, say, a good partner, but that God part is like, nah. That would be a case that if they ever did reconnect, you would have to realize that, like, because you could see it. And for him, let me go back to his Capricorn. Let's look at the number 38. Let's remember what 38 means. Oppositions of the soul. So yeah, all of his stuff is like opposition. Almost every number that I look up is like opposition. Like, then the number 25. Growing due to opposite polarities. And that's his Cancer. So she's kind of there to make him kind of like grow. And that can be frustrating. especially if you've been trained, like you're a good worker and you've been trained to work your whole life. And just think about what they said to him earlier when this first started. Like everything's about to change, and I can see it. Like I know what they're talking about to a certain degree, and like I said, you guys gotta let me be me, because why do you come to me if you don't want the truth? You know what I'm saying? Why do that? It's frustrating. I mean, he's a great guy, like, but it's just frustrating because it's like, I don't know. Would you rather have me lie to you and just take your money and blow smoke up your ass? Let me know, because I can always increase my prices like everybody else is doing. Just blow smoke up your ass. Or you want me to stay the guy that I am, the guy in Jersey, and just tell the freaking truth? It's just the truth. Why are we so afraid of the truth? When did we become so afraid of the truth? I don't understand. Basically, she's what I'm trying to tell you about this universe is, and I keep trying to explain it to everybody, and I try to show you, but I'm not going to say everybody right now. I want to say everybody, but I won't. But there's a lot of people on this planet. You're here for a reason. And then you get put into especially, like we're already in the matrix, but you get put into like a test tube where they're going to play with you. If you go right, they're going to tell you should have went left. If you go left, they're going to tell you should have went right. This is the case where they hooked them with love, but they hooked them. The female is higher. She's higher than this. You can see it. The numerology, the Capricorn and Cancer. That's why you really have to read Santos. You'll get your natal, your free natal worksheet that'll explain astrology and all that. But all you have to do is go to the Santos's videos on Capricorn and Cancer, and you got to learn what that really is. But she's divinely appointed to get him out of his comfort zone, because he's more like the good worker, the Capricornian, and so they put her in. So it's kind of like, he might have saved for something. He might have saved years for something, and he's finally almost got enough to get what he wants. And then she'd be the one that would exhaust that. And it's just to take you through all kind of things. That's all I can tell you. And he'll know, if he's being honest, he'll know that what I said is the truth. So a lot of their arguments were based on stuff like that. A lot of their arguments was based on probably finances, because in the second house he's trying to save his money, balance everything, and stuff like that. And she comes and she's a deep pocket. Here comes Pluto, but that's coming straight. Cause like I said, I got relatives that I'd be like, man, these people are evil, but that's because they got that eighth house energy. They got the eighth house energy, and that's why you see them putting a lot of sun energy, like in the 12th. The 12th house is basically a dark house, because the 12th house is the outward expression of the 8th house. The 8th house is internal, and the 12th house is external. Now again, nobody said people was bad. I never said anybody was bad or stuff like that. But I'm just saying, this is what is being dealt with. This is what's going through things. And like the lady that told me tonight, it's still Friday. She's trying to tell me, oh, you're dead wrong about me, because I don't argue with it. Lady, you've been arguing with me from day one. You came arguing false accusations that weren't true, and now you're arguing again. So how are you going to tell me? That's like somebody telling me, oh, I'm not that type of person. I'm not aggressive. My husband cheated on me. Yeah, but why? That's what I like to know. Like, why? Let's get to the bottom of it, because you're saying, oh, why did he cheat? So if you come to me and you want the truth, that's why I keep it confidential. This is not the purpose of this is not to make anybody look bad. Now I put myself on the line all the time. I talk about everything, but for everybody else, I know everybody's not me, so everything is confidential. But if you're coming here, you want the truth, so I have to give you the truth, and you have to get past your third dimensional, your ego, and all that stuff. Because why would you even come to me if you're not going to be able to take it when I finally say this is what the angel said? So hopefully this gentleman will realize that she's a special woman. Hopefully this gentleman will sit with that Capricorn Cancer stuff and try to realize, but she's always going to be at some. She may change, because I see she wants to. Like I could see, like if you look at her sixth house, the sixth house is all about healing. She's got Aquarius there, so Aquarius really wants to submit, and you got healing in Aquarius, so it looks like it would be easy. But then she's got that God thing that comes through. that makes it difficult. So it's one of those things. It's kind of like I Love Lucy. Lucy couldn't stay out of trouble no matter what. No matter how many times she went, oh, Ricky, yeah. Lucy was going to get in trouble. Lucy was going to do something and stress the heck out of Ricky and everybody else. That was Lucy. So this person has that thing. She's God. She's got that God complex. Whether you want to call it an angel, whatever you want to call it. Check out Santos. He's better explaining that than I do. But that's what I see here. And he made this male may have it too. I just can't see it as clearly. But the way their planets are lining up, it kind of gives you that thing. But it just seems like when they created him for this life, they created him with he's gotta learn to adjust his life. Just like they said, he's about to get hit with changes and stuff like that. They warned him in the beginning. So he's gotta adjust his life more to accommodate his other half. Because it's not necessarily going to be, and I tried to tell you guys that a long time ago. It's not necessarily going to be like a balanced situation and stuff like that. Because they put Libra in the money house, which is kind of unique. And then in the seventh house of relationship, they put Pisces. Why? Because Pisces deals with the spiritual, the psychic, the intuitive. But that's so that Neptune can talk, so that they can talk to each other through Neptune. Now his Neptune is with Scorpio. Why? Because that's what they're connected to, the 8th house. And then her Neptune is in Sagittarius. Why? Because Sagittarius is the healer, and Sagittarius is the higher self. You understand? So they're putting him on a journey that's going to be different than what he was taught. And that's what they like to do. They love to F with you. They love to F with you. So he's got to learn how to trust in angels more and trust in himself less. He's got to learn how to trust in the angels to fulfill his needs and not his finances or his bank account. So everything she was doing to a certain degree was for a reason. Like I told, mine drove me freaking crazy. And I could see where they were going with it, but I've been on this planet long enough, and I know how the game is played. I know how the game is played. You just got to read the book of Job. Just for people that are listening, you'll know I'm telling you the truth. The book of Job, they start off the book of Job saying, and by far, Job was the most righteous man on the planet. Okay, so if he was the most righteous man on the planet, why did you pick him out to destroy and kill all his kids and burn up all his property and kill all his animals? Why didn't you pick out a wicked person? Why did you pick out the most righteous person on the planet? And that's what the whole book of Job was about. Kind of like an experiment. But he never broke because he had confidence in himself. So he never, even though everybody was saying, you must have did something. Why would God attack you, Job? Why you? You're supposed to be righteous. You're a hypocrite. You got secret sins. It's something you did. He went through all of that, and he kept his integrity. And then he finally duked it out with God in Job chapter 38. And then God went basing on and on from Job 38 to Job 41. God went on saying how great he was. I'm great, and I did this, and I created that, and blah, 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 blah. And then in Job 41, he talks about the beast, because that's what the beast does. When God sends, that's Egyptian. When God sends the beast, that's to discipline people for whatever reason. And that's Egyptian too. You got to know about Maya and Isis and the feather and the heart and the scales and Ampu. And if your heart is heavier than the feather, you get fed to the beast. So all that stuff you read in the Bible is really from Egyptology. And so then once Job said, okay, now I understand, I repent, God, then God restored everything that he allowed the devil to take from Job. So what I'm trying to tell you is you can be put in a situation where you were taught to be a great worker, a great husband, a great man, and you're put in a situation where somebody challenges all of that, and then they're telling you that it's not over yet. In fact, keep an eye on Saturn. Keep an eye on Saturn, because Saturn was the one with the karma and the retrograde, and you will meet this person again. If you haven't already, I'm confident you will be in communication again, believe it or not. But I'm letting you know right now, The key to your they want you to be more flexible at the end of the day. And God doesn't always play fair. That's all I can tell you. It's about being fair. And notice I said fair is the scales, and your scales, Libra, is in your money house. It's in your money house. And if you see your Jupiter is in your 8th house. Her Jupiter is in the 8th house, and I think your Jupiter is in the 8th house. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let me do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, yours is in the 9th house of higher self. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And hers is in the 8th house. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or is it? Give me a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's in a relationship house. Okay? So you got one in a higher self and you got one in a relationship house. And I already showed you how all that connects through Neptune. Because Pisces is ruled by Neptune. And your Neptune is in Scorpios. Because remember, y'all are working off each other. That's why I said it. When you're dealing with real twin souls, they should tell stories. And this one tells a story. It's complicated. Very complicated. But I can still see it. So again, that's all I can tell you. Now, there's not too much more I can do for that. Like if somebody came to me, as far as I'm done, that's as far as I could possibly go. Now, they could be happy with that, but they would have to either get another, make another request, and that would be angel cards or something like that. Because there's only so far I can go. People have to understand that. And again, that's a lot. You know, a lot. Believe me. I stay underpaid out here because I'm really trying to help people. But it's only so much I can do. So keep that in mind before you just come randomly or trying to think you're going to set me straight. You're not going to set me straight because I know the angels aren't wrong. And I know I'm doing what I do. I wouldn't be out here doing it if I didn't know what I was doing. Thank you, everybody. This is Gad. If anybody's interested in any of the readings or any of these services offered out here that you see out here or more, because some people think, oh, you only do... No, I do more than Twin Flame. I do everything. Anything intuitive, stuff like that, I do everything. So you can always get the list where everything's on it, explains everything, and contact me or things like that. God bless everybody.